Welcome to the Sport and Society Squad Pod, aka the SAS. Each week, we bring you 3 sport or society stories to break down and give our sassiest takes. With those sassy takes, we do want to give you a content warning that some of the language used on the pod may be explicit. We ask that you just please be mindful of where you are listening and who you're listening with. With that, let's get into it. I'm here with co-hosts Arison and Chelsea. How are we doing?
Y'all get sick of me. Like, I'm just doing stupid shit all the time on the podcast. You're like, okay, we've got a job to do today.
I expect it.
It's par for the course. Ooh, we like that sports reference.
Yeah, way to weave it in.
We're starting out hot this morning.
Work it. Before you jump into the highlights, can we just give a shout out to our waiter yesterday? The 3 of us got together in person down in Edmonds. We were at Fire and the Feast, and our waiter was just giving the most positive energy. Like, I think that hopefully you're listening right now,
and shout out to you if you are.
I was also really awkward with him before as well. I was like, I don't know if I've been served by you before. Oh, I've been here. Yeah. What?
I love that for you. Yeah, it was fun. We actually met in real life and did some planning for the podcast. So can't wait to see what's coming down the pipeline. We're on episode 20 though, guys. That's also really exciting.
The police are coming for us already.
Yeah, time flies.
They're coming for me, you guys. I'm sorry.
And for fans who couldn't hear, the police were coming for Wahida, okay? You would have heard it if we weren't on this beautiful You would have heard it if we weren't on this beautiful recording platform that we use.
Before we get into the playbook today, I want to try to get through a quick highlight.
Sure.
We will cover a few sport and society highlights from this past week so our listeners feel like they are in the know with the sports and pop culture world. Here are some highlights that we won't be breaking down in depth, but think are worthy to note. So in WNBA news, this is a little bit of a sad one. We have a blockbuster.
I said a ballbuster. It's got ballbuster.
It's that too. It's that
also
too.
That ballbuster, blockbuster. A trade to report. The Seattle Storm are trading 6-time All-Star Jewel Lloyd to the Las Vegas Aces in a multi-team deal, sending from the Aces 3-time All-Star Kelsey Plum, who's our girl from University of Washington that we talked last week, to the Los Angeles Sparks. And what do we get in the Storm multi-whatever trade? The coveted number 2 pick in the 2005 draft, and it's likely to pick up the
2025. 2005. That was 10 years ago. 20 years ago. I'm not.
What if that's what it was, though?
Sorry, we retroactive.
Pull her out of retirement, folks. 2025 draft. We're likely to pick up a Notre Dame guard, Olivia Miles.
Oh, anyways, that's what they're saying.
She's projected for 2, but I don't know if we're going to pick up another guard. But the draft class is packed, so
husband of the pod, Sean, was saying that is it Paige Bucker says no to the first round, that maybe we could also pick up her. Is that crazy?
I mean, she's projected to be first round.
First pick. She's
first pick.
Projected to be the first pick.
Oh, we're second round or we're second
pick?
No, we're second pick.
So what if she says no, I don't want to go there?
I don't think you really.
I don't think
that's
it
not
works
how that
like
works
that.
like that.
I
don't know.
Maybe.
Anyways,
I could also have heard the conversation wrong. I was in the middle of Onyx Storm. Okay. I was like, cool.
I mean,
we'll fact check
you
it.
could probably reject, but usually that's not how it works. Because it defeats the whole purpose of draft orders and picks.
Yeah.
Because the worst teams get the first picks.
I've never tuned in for a draft in my life.
Oh.
Except for the Hunger Games.
Always.
Holy shit. Okay.
Devastating.
I'm moving on
the
the college front. Still, UCLA is the last undefeated team standing in D1 women's basketball. So that's exciting for UCLA.
Good
and
for
also,
them.
I just thought this was badass, so I wanted to put it in the highlight. Tennessee coach, women's basketball coach, Kim Caldwell, she played this week against South Carolina exactly 1 week after childbirth. 1 week. And she's back there coaching. Like, women can do it all. Like,
Yes.
shout out to her. Congratulations on hopefully a healthy birth. And Yeah. In tennis news, Madison Keys wins her first Australian Open. Her win upset two-time champion Arnya Sablenka. We'll see.
Sounds right.
I think it's Arena,
That makes more sense. I was like,
Arena.
Arena.
right? Arena.
Arnya. That's
Yeah.
Anya right there.
Arena. Yeah, Arnya.
Arena.
Whatever. I can't do names. In NFL news, we have a few coaching changes. Pete Carroll, who was with our Seattle Seahawks,
Silver
has
Fox,
agreed.
Pete Carroll.
Yeah, has
That's grandpa. I'm sorry.
I don't know about Silver Fox, but he's like young
think
for
he's
his
so-
age.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? You could be hot
Youthful.
at any age.
He's
Go
youthful.
off. That's from
He's
you, Wahida.
youthful. Yeah, he's
Wahida is-
useful. Yeah, thinks he's a
Useful.
Silver Fox. Pete Carroll and the Raiders have reached agreement on a 3-year deal with a 4th-year team option. So he's coaching again back in the NFL with the Raiders. That will be interesting. And the Jets have hired Aaron Glenn as their new head coach.
I don't
That's
know, Glenn.
wild because joking about him being a Silver Fox, but Pete Carroll is like in his mid-70s or something, right?
He's the oldest
like,
head coach.
He
now,
was the
again.
oldest when he
Yeah.
Yeah. So like for
He
a
didn't
3
retire,
years,
he got fired.
3-year contract
Oh.
plus a 4th-year option will take him into his 80s, probably
Crazy.
close to his 80s,
I
late
think he's
70s.
74. Yeah, I think he.
That's
Either
wild.
way. But he doesn't act like it. So
No.
Wahida's point, he's young. In NBA news, Domantas Sabonis, who just had his jersey retired at Gonzaga University, so another local boy in a way, is leading the league in 3-point percentage with a 48.4% hit rate, which is crazy. And it's not at a high clip, but it's rare for a big man or center to have that 3-point percentage. He's also recorded a double-double in 19 consecutive games and 37 total double-doubles this season. You have more than 10 points and more than 10 rebounds. If it's like
Jesus.
a
Or
triple-double, it's like assists. So then that's like a triple-double. So it's
Dude
over
is
the 10.
working. Okay.
Yeah,
he's-
he is kind of a local boy. He was born in Portland, Oregon. His dad is a former basketball player as well, and he played for the Portland Trailblazers. So like
How do you know
another
all this
legendary
shit?
center named Arvydas Sabonis, and he's known for playing really well. He came into the league late, and so like folks are like, if he were here in his prime, he would have like left a really lasting mark on the league. Yeah. And what's
All
even
right.
more surprising or really cool, Sabonis is a small center. Like he is usually a power forward, so he's small compared to the other centers in the league, and dominating.
Defying gravity.
Despite
that man.
In society news, Disney Plus has a 5-part docuseries coming in February called Harlem Ice, focusing on young Black girl figure skaters in Harlem and their experiences and competitions and the training process.
Oh shit, that's
really cool.
That sounds
Mm-hmm.
really cool. As we get closer and closer to the Grammys, we keep getting surprises. Guys, can we just say the facts instead of having to read a script for
I
these?
didn't write that one.
As we get closer,
20 minutes before.
as we get closer and closer to the Grammys, we keep getting surprises. It was announced that artists like Billie Eilish, Shakira, Chappell Roan, Charlie XCX, and Sabrina Carpenter will all perform at the show on February 2nd. That's crazy.
That's cool.
It is
Yeah, that's
cool.
cool.
I agree. I just
Who's
think it's
hosting
funny.
again?
Oh, I don't even fucking know.
Oh.
Good question. Chelsea will look that up while I read this next one. In some more music news, The Weeknd's new album, Hurry Up Tomorrow, is set to release this week. Playboy Cardi and Anita are confirmed features on the album. It's been a while since Weeknd did a
Yeah,
new
right.
album, right?
I didn't
I
even know
think
he was making
I
an
don't.
album.
I didn't know it either until I googled it last night. He comes out this week, but Trevor Noah is going to be the Emmy. No, yeah,
Trevor-
For the
Trevor Noah's
Emmys?
to the
So-
Grammys.
for the 5th consecutive year.
For Grammys?
I mean, I like
Yeah.
Trevor Noah.
I do
I'm a
like Trevor
fan.
Noah.
I do too. I just I couldn't believe he's done it 5 years in a row. It's work. It's working.
It's
He's
working.
good at his job.
In some more music news, nope, just read that one. In TV news,
Always the notes' fault. Yeah.
it's like the SNL skit where they write each other jokes. That's what we do.
That's
over
what
here.
the highlights basically is.
Yeah.
here.
In TV news, the second season of Severance kicked off January 17th. Episodes will be dropped weekly on Apple TV through March 21st. Have either of you seen this show?
Oh, hell yeah. It's
Kind
fucking
of,
good.
it's a mind fuck. Yeah.
Really?
It's really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad. So just like,
Okay. Well, I
in
probably
the grand
won't.
scheme of things.
yeah,
Not
it might
like
not be
sad,
like
like cry, but it makes you think about like the state of the world
Oh,
and the
that's
human
yeah.
condition.
already depressing because the state of the world is kind of
Could
depressing.
inspire change, though. I don't know.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, speaking of other TV, White Lotus has already been renewed for season 4. Season 3, set in Thailand, debuts on February 16th.
That's wild. That they
Have you
already have
watched that
season
one?
4.
No.
Season 3?
You'd fuck up
Yeah.
a White Lotus season. You would
I
love
probably
that
would.
one.
I don't have a TV. My TV's in my closet.
You have a
So.
computer.
We'll see. Kristen Stewart and Stephen Yeun star in a new movie, Love Me, set to come out January 31st. The premise of the movie is a post-apocalyptic romance in which a buoy and a satellite meet online and fall in love after the end of human civilization. Feels about right for our current climate, does it not? Wait, what?
Yeah, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
but did you all see the tweet that Bowie, the mascot for the Kraken, posted? He was like, "Identity theft is illegal," or like, you're impersonating me.
What?
Fucking funny.
Wait,
Go
so they're like,
crack.
so they're like robots that fall, or they like, or that's
No,
how they
there's a
talk?
satellite and a buoy. Yeah, they fall in love
To
because
be
they
honest with
communicate to
you,
each other.
I'm like, I watched the trailer and I must have not watched it all the way through because I did not understand that that's what was happening.
Like, what
It's
kind
a
of like
YouTube
acid
channel
trip
at the
is
same
this?
time? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You should watch the trailer after this. It's
I will.
confusing as fuck.
I don't always watch movies, but I fucking love a good, I love trailers. I will be that person that
I
will watch
actually-
just
yeah.
trailer after trailer after trailer and then be satisfied and not need to
You're like,
see an
"That's good
actual
enough."
movie.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, speaking of Stephen Yeun, Beef season 2 has begun filming. This upcoming season will star Charles Melton, Oscar Isaac, Kaylee Spaney, Carey Mulligan, Yoo Jung Yoon, and Song Kang Ho.
Damn.
I thought
Did you catch Beef? Anyone?
I never watched it,
Beef's
but
good too.
I thought there was
Yeah,
like
Beef's good.
drama around Beef.
I think it was season 1. Like, I do recall vaguely that there were some comments made by
One of the
actors.
or one
I
of
think it was
the
Allie.
Ali
No.
Wong.
No, it was like one of the guys in it, either the show creator
Oh, you're so
or
right.
one of the
It was-
actors has done some problematic things.
You're so right. One of the. You're so
Oh.
right.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it
And
was.
so I thought
was
it
a bit
kind of
weird,
was.
though.
I thought it was kind of like semi. Yeah, creative casted a shadow over it, but I guess
Oh,
maybe he's
well,
not
season
there
2 is
anymore.
happening.
I don't know. We'll find out. Guess we
Hopefully,
should-
if
I have
that's
a
the
feeling that
case,
maybe
yeah.
they're not there, but maybe I'm
Yeah.
wrong. Maybe I'll be
But
But
surprised.
can I do a quick crossover? So
Yeah.
Stephen Yeun's character in Beef, I don't know if he's going to be in season 2, but Stephen Yeun's character in the first season was an avid Sacramento Kings fan, like me.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
So
like
basically,
they
it was you that
mentioned,
starred.
yeah, they mentioned like he talked about like his experience and how it related like to the 2002 team and how they like got cheated out of a championship, and he felt like his life
Damn.
he was being cheated out of living like a life like fully.
Whoa.
Crossover for you.
So what a
That's great
huddle,
crossover.
Aristan. Way to bring us those highlights. But it's time to transition to the actual playbook. The real stories, we're going to break it down in more detail than we already freaking did this morning because we couldn't shut up, myself included. So for today's playbook, we're going to start by discussing some NFL updates, including who made it to the frickin' Super Bowl. It's kind of a repeat, just a warning. And then we're going to give you all the latest on the women's 3v3 league, Unrivaled, and then lastly, we'll finish with a recap of the Oscar noms. So I'm going to pass to Arison to kick it off.
Well, the Super Bowl has been set this last week. We have the Chiefs, boring. Everyone's like, really? And the Eagles facing off for this
Fly,
Super Bowl.
Eagles fly.
Eagles fly. So this last week, Chiefs beat Buffalo 32-29, which was a great game. Unfortunately, Buffalo has beat Chiefs in the regular season, but Josh Allen has never beat them in the postseason.
God
So
damn,
I was really rooting for Buffalo this weekend.
I think most of the nation
country. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Eagles beat the Commanders, and by beat I mean they whooped their ass, 55,
Wow.
highest
them.
scoring. And so Wahida is the only one of us who got correct the Super Bowl predictions.
That's crazy that you actually got that, though.
Well, I have
it's not that
them
crazy.
winning. Oh, yeah, it's not a stretch.
They have them winning, but you're the only one that could still.
Oh, was it predicted that they were going to make it?
No, but their chances were
Eagles
much better than a lot
higher.
of. Yeah,
and the Browns and the Bengals, which was what ours were.
Sorry, we took a chance. Sorry, we were unique.
Sorry, I was just maybe it's a Cinderella story without any context. I will not be making that mistake again next year, friends.
I might. I don't know.
But anyways, what's exciting is the Super Bowl will be Sunday, February 29th. This is Super Bowl 59. And if y'all remember, it's at the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. I think the most exciting thing for most people about this Super Bowl is the halftime show, which is Kendrick Lamar. And now SZA will be joining him during the halftime, which is awesome because they're going to be touring together. Honestly, that's
gonna be a good one.
I'm would tune in for, because if the Chiefs win again, I will absolutely not care. Actually,
you're flipping the table.
Through the TV that's in the closet.
They have reached 5 Super Bowls since 2020.
It's insane.
I know.
They're vying for a three-peat, and I hate a freaking dynasty team. I'm sorry, I hate them because it impacts how I think refs start to officiate the game too, because they do. I feel like favoritism shows up.
Yeah, well, and
that's coming from a traumatized Kings fan that's mad about the 2002 Western Conference Finals still. Okay.
Oh, okay. It's not that deep, Wahida. It's not that deep, Wahida. But I was reading an article that says psychology behind it. I can't remember where I read it. But people want novelty, and so people just start tuning out. And when there's no novelty to these games, I mean, the fair. Eagles won last in 2017. That was the last time they won their Super Bowl. But they also faced Kansas City in 2022 and lost. So this is kind of a rematch. I will for sure be rooting for the Philadelphia Eagles. One person that I'm actually really loving on the Eagles getting their flowers is Saquon Barkley.
Yes.
I don't know if anyone or you know who he is, Chelsea, but he had a great college career at Penn State. He was one of the top drafts, and he was expected to just go off as soon as he got into the league. He got drafted by Buffalo. Speaking of Buffalo, and he tore his ACL in his second season, and he was injury, and he just wasn't performing in the ways that kind of was expected. And I think he had another injury too, so it was really sad to watch. And then he in March of 2024, so last year, signed a 3-year deal with Philadelphia Eagles, and here he is
that's awesome.
Heading to the Super Bowl. So there's some I mean, obviously we love Jalen, the quarterback for the Eagles, and what he represents. Also singing the national anthem is John Baptiste, who I like. He'll be singing the national anthem, so tune in for that. But here's my question: what do you all think is the cheapest ticket available for this game, for the Super Bowl?
In the thousands.
Okay. I'm gonna say 9,000 because I got an email saying buy tickets, and I thought it was for 5 tickets or 9 tickets or something. The total was 9,000. So I said, yeah, put it in the cart. I bet you I could find 5 people to pay $1,000, 50,000. I was I've never added something that high in my cart before.
You're this so feels I should remove that real quick just in case I hit purchase.
I think I should exit the browser and get out of there.
Clear my cookies.
Can you imagine just negative?
So, you're why would you send me this email in the first place?
Yeah. Yeah, why do you think I am? That's an honor. He thinks you're a big spender.
Yeah, and maybe what if it was fake too? I don't know. Anyways, that's my guess. 9,000.
So I think as of like this morning or something, StubHub's cheapest was $5,700. Ticketmaster's cheapest was around $7,000 for the cheapest. And I think they started
Are
at
these
face
resale?
value. Yeah, these are, I mean, I think it's all resale at this point. Face value, they started at like at 900, I think, originally.
Wow.
And
Still
then
a
the
lot.
resale. The best seat, or one of the best seats, is
Sure.
going
I
for
wanna
around
know.
$23,000 to go watch a football game. That's crazy. I mean, I guess if you're a million billionaire and $23,000 is like $100, to you, like in comparison, sure.
Fair.
But
Yeah, but how many of those people are millionaires? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't
this
know.
also keeps out the fans, like your everyday fans that you want at those games, right?
yeah, it's not
That'd
about
be cool
everyday
if they
fans.
blocked out. I wish they would block out a section for the fans, but that I still think that with the way that we sell tickets here, the same problem would happen. Like think about Taylor Swift concert.
That's true. But anyways, are you guys excited for the Super Bowl? What are the things you're most excited for? Are you watching? Are you actually watching the Super Bowl?
Oh hell
I'm watching.
yeah!
I mean, for Kendrick and for SZA, I always tune in for the performance. Like, I know folks have their lanes, right? Folks tune in for the commercial or commercials. Folks tune in for the performance, or folks like tune in for the games. They don't really care about anything else. So obviously I want to see the Eagles win, because if you think about it, they're kind of the cousins to the Seahawks because they're both birds. So I'm going to make that connection.
I
If
guess
they
if
win,
you
we're
really
winning,
think
okay?
about it.
I like that. Yes,
Thank you. Cousins,
that's
we're
our cousin
cousins.
bird.
Yeah. But obviously I want the Eagles to win too, because I made that prediction at the beginning of the year and I just want to be correct. Like, I want to be right
Stand on it,
about
yeah.
something,
Yeah, about something.
But really excited about the performance, and also something that I'm really looking forward to seeing, like I'm curious about, is who Kylie Kelce is going to root for, because we know she's an avid Phillies fan.
Oh, true.
Not just
That's
because her
gonna be
husband,
fun.
because that's
Eagles.
hometown.
100% Eagle.
That's true. I wonder, I
She's
feel
an
like she's
Eagles
going to
fan.
show up. Yeah, hardcore. But so was Taylor
Being
Swift,
Eagles
because she's
fan
from
in the
Philadelphia.
Yeah, but Taylor Swift is not hardcore Eagles fan like
That's
Kylie
true.
Kelce.
Like Kylie is.
Taylor
Yeah.
Swift was born in Philadelphia, and then she moved to Tennessee. Why I
Okay.
know so much about Taylor Swift?
I was like,
It's
you know
true.
what? Let's
But
start a Taylor
Kylie
Swift
Kelce, I
podcast.
feel like there was something for another game where when it was them both in the Super Bowl, like Mama Kelce had like her
The
split
split
jersey.
Yeah.
I feel like she hasn't, like, if it's like the Eagles, she won't wear Kansas City gear. I mean, I guess we
True.
could turn it into her podcast, but
I think she
Nah,
said it
she's a
before, where
Eagles.
she was like, I would wear Kelsey, I would wear the name, but I would not wear the colors.
That's
So
fair. That's
I feel like
fair.
she's just going to show up in Jason's jersey because it says Kelsey on it, and
Oh,
it's a
that's
Philly
cute.
jersey. But
Perfect.
that's something that I'm going to be keeping an eye out for. And like I said, like the three-peat thing would be cool, but I personally hate dynasties for that reason. Like the novelty like wears off, right? It feels redundant. But one thing, if you watch the game, I guess there was a really bad call, and we talk about
first
NFL
hand.
refs being just terrible sometimes. And I saw a tweet this morning from LASIK offering free surgeries to the NFL refs, and I'm like, you know what? All officials across every sports like organization should receive this offer because they suck sometimes. But that's my beef of the week. That's a whole different
That's part of
conversation.
the game, right? No, I hear you. You know, I'm definitely tuning in. I tune in for many reasons. One, commercials. Two, the group of people that I get together with. It's just fun. The food is lovely. There's lots of dogs, like commercials. Then the halftime show. There's a game happening, but there's also a game about the game happening in our friend group. So it's just like a fun time to get together with.
Who are you rooting for?
So, okay, this isn't, okay, I'm going to say this is not a slight to either of you, but at all. I do think there is a weird thing. I'm not really rooting for either of them, to be honest with you, but I do find it interesting that it feels a little bit like a bandwagon to have everyone hate the Chiefs right now. Like it feels like when Taylor Swift got too popular, it feels like
No,
our
get
culture.
out of here,
Like,
Chelsea. I'm
Let-
sorry.
let-
Let me just controversy.
You're
outta here.
wrong.
I'll just
People-
say, it feels like in our culture, we demand excellence. And then when folks do achieve that and they do it too many times at the top of their field, then we're all like, you're boring, you're annoying. And then
They
God
are,
forbid they
though.
fail and everyone's like, you suck. And then it's just like, okay. And that's where sports, I'm like, okay.
But are you rooting for the Chiefs because of that or because Taylor Swift is a Chiefs fan?
I'm not rooting for either. I will be happy either whoever wins. Is
You're like,
my
I just
thing.
hope they both have fun.
If the Eagles win, I'll be like, that's cool. They took down a dynasty. If the dynasty wins, I'm like, they just cemented themselves in history. Like, either way for me, it works because I'm not tied to either.
I mean, last year for the Super Bowl, I rooted for Kansas City because no part of me being from Seattle could root for the 49ers. Yeah. Though what I love about the Super Bowl is kind of to your point of like, at the end of the day, do I really, really care who wins?
True.
Nah.
Yeah.
Not really.
But
Unless
my Super Bowl, we always do like fun things like kind of like betting and like scores,
Yes.
like box scores. We had Jello shots last year. So my thing was like every time Taylor Swift was shown, then it was like a Jello shot. So I was like, I guess I'm rooting for Taylor Swift. Like I was wearing her Eras
To get drunk?
tour. Well, it's like everyone had something that happens on the TV. You had to take a Jello shot.
Oh, I
They
see,
decided that every time
And
Taylor
last
Swift
year
was shown.
I was rooting for them for the same reason. Last year I was like, she freaking flew all the way from Tokyo and made it back.
Well,
like, I want to win for that.
Well, last year she was getting so much because it was the first year that she was getting so much shit and like being blamed for like Travis Kelce's like performance and shit. So that was fucked up.
So, okay, this is going to be my controversial take.
Let's
Chelsea
say it.
already shared hers. But I feel like the novelty has worn off about Taylor Swift at the games, right? She's a wag now.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
She's going to be there. And I hope that they're not like showing her at every time out because I don't think that like that's new anymore. Like they have been dating for a year and it's kind of expected that she's going to be there. So like acknowledge it, sure, great. But I feel like we don't need to see any more of her. That might be controversial.
I don't think that's controversial.
Okay.
And I think that maybe if she listened, she'd say, hell yeah.
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 She's like, dude, like, I don't need the cameras on me.
I think she's just
tired.
nice
Yeah.
because they're doing it. Yeah, she's done, man. She's like, okay. So that's
All
why.
right,
Not
so
so I was. Yeah. Sorry.
with the Super Bowl, that's obviously the climax of the NFL. And something equally as exciting is Unrivaled. Unrivaled is in full swing. And we obviously have to take a moment to discuss the sheer excellence that is being displayed in this league. So first and foremost, off the court, because it's all encompassing, but off the court, their facilities are just like decked out. We're talking saunas, spa, massages, childcare, lactation rooms, pools, like anything.
Personal chefs.
Yeah, like anything you might possibly need, like to do your job really well, they've thought about. And it's also why women should run everything because we think about all of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, the players also live like in close proximity to the facility. So everyone's in Miami while the league is happening. They don't have to travel anywhere, which is so awesome because they could just like play the game and call it a day. And one of the players, Alyssa Thomas, who plays for the Connecticut Suns in the WNBA, she mentioned that this is the first time in her entire professional career of 10 years. Okay. She's been in the league for 10 years. Where she's been able to be home during the holidays and spend time with her family. So like there's so many benefits of this league just being in existence. And I feel like all the ladies are vibing. They're all having a good time. And that leads to a better product like on the court. Harrison, you looked a little confused there.
I thought you froze. I'm not going to lie.
No, my brain froze a little bit because I was thinking
She was
about
rebooting.
the holidays and I was like, Christmas? Was it because she...
Yeah, but the league wasn't started yet. You're right.
Well, yeah, so that's where my brain was a little like, she was home for the holidays. When is she not? Because isn't the...
She would go overseas.
Oh, thank you.
So she wouldn't
that's
be
what
able
I.
to be
That's what
home.
my brain
That's
needed.
Yeah.
That's my brain was like, I don't.
Clarification.
I
Yeah.
can't do
So
it.
she was overseas and she
home.
would stay overseas, right? So like she wasn't home. She couldn't fly home for a few days.
Yeah, no, it
like
makes
this.
sense. I get it now.
Yeah.
My brain though was really. It just needed a little help, please.
Yes.
So that all translates to a better product on the court, right? And these games have been so fun. I don't know if either of you have caught any of the games, but they're like some of the most fun games I've ever seen. And I'm talking about even in person, like that I've gone to that were higher stakes. Like they're really
shut up. Okay.
fast. Yeah. And it's all really about how it's set up, like how the rules are set up that make it so much more fun to watch. So as I'll break that down here, as usual, there are 4 quarters in the game. The games are won by hitting a target score. And that target score is determined by the highest score in the third quarter. So like, say, for example, the Mist and the Roses are playing, and the Roses are up like 75 to 63. The winning score would be 75 plus 11. So the first team to 86 would win the game. So every game is won on a winning shot. Like, it's really intense at the end.
Yeah.
So it's really fun. And the first game winner was hit by none other than our very own Skylar Diggins-Smith of the Seattle Storm. It was a really dope shot. I don't know if you all have seen the replays, but I'll play it out for you. She like popped off after that shot went in. The crowd just popped too. So it was really fun. And they've also changed the shot clock. So the shot clock is at 18 seconds, which is 6 seconds shorter than the WNBA shot clock, which is 24 seconds. And then in women's college basketball, it's 30 seconds. So they cut it down significantly. Really... They're playing much quicker. They're passing the ball much quicker, and they have to get up court much quicker. And then the other way that they're speeding it up, and Erison, you and I have talked about this, but they've changed like the free throw rules. So in Unrivaled, each trip to the free throw line is worth one attempt, one shot. But the amount of points you get from the free throw depends on the type of foul you get, or is called. So if you're fouled on a 2-point shot or a 2-point like play, you get one attempt worth 2 points. If you're fouled on a 3-point play, you get one attempt worth 3 points. And if you're fouled on a 3-point shot, like it goes in, you get one attempt worth 1 point. So it's just like so nice that they kind of get it done with, but it's so much more pressure on that one attempt too. And then as far as fouls are concerned, they get 6 personal fouls, which is one more than the WNBA because they're at 5. And as we talked about, the teams have 6 players on each team. But if they're down to like 3 players, they need 3 to play, of course, because it's 3-on-3. If they're down to only 3 players because other people have fouled out or there's absences or injuries, the person doesn't foul out. They keep them in the game. But every foul after that 6th one, they're issued a technical. So that is an automatic free throw attempt point for the other team, which is like normal sport. But I don't know. I feel like the players are just having so much more fun in this league. They're obviously taking it very seriously because they're competitors, right? But because they're getting taken care of off of the court and like in general, like with the league, they just are enjoying it a little bit more. It seems like they're looser, if that makes sense. Like it's more free.
Yeah.
And so it's really fun to watch as a spectator. And like if you're not into what's happening on the court, that's okay because they give us a lot of content off the court too. Like Marina Marbury, she's been injured, so she's out. She hasn't been playing, and she's been keeping us fully entertained with her cooking blog, which started with a salt and pepper shaker. Like, that's all she had, and she's been cooking it up a storm. And then Aaliyah Boston, go ahead, one of her teammates.
One of her teammates, Carrington?
Dejanay. Yeah.
Dejanay
Carrington.
Mm-hmm. Because she was like, oh, look, I finally got salt and pepper for cooking. And her teammate Carrington brought her a bag
more
full
spices.
Of spices and been like, this is what spices are, not salt and pepper.
It's not. Yeah. You need more. So she's been using those spices.
House, okay.
She did too, apparently. And then like Aaliyah Boston, who's like, I think 3 years into the league or 2 years only. She's really young. She's doing college basketball commentary for ESPN on her days off. So she's doing both of these things, which is awesome. And then like Sabrina Ionescu was over in Paris Fashion Week, so she missed a few games because she had prior commitments. But like that was a little controversial. People had things to say about that, but like I really don't care because they planned for all of this, right? Like the league is taking all of that into consideration. They are kind of championing
That's part of why they probably
them.
Signed up to do it.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I'm obsessed with just like the whole everything, like the game, and then also the principles of the like league. But what do you all think? Like, have you guys seen a game? No.
Full transparency. I haven't seen a game. I've wanted to really bad, and coaching basketball really just takes over my life and my evenings. And so like I've seen like clips or like when I go to like see a game, I'm like, damn, that's like right during practice or right during one of our own games. Mm-hmm. So I really, really want to. I also love that they like shorten the court, and 3-on-3 is just fun in general. I know it's fun to play. It's fun to watch. So like you said, Wahida, it's quicker. it does not surprising at all that like you give them the resources and the tools, and also they're playing the best
they
like basketball and
thrive.
having fun, and they feel good, and your body's not like you're not getting like third rate benefits. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited. And they're like the pay and what I think is really cool is Unrivaled too, just as like a mission and a concept, is trying to like be the leader and like, this is how you do women's sports, right? This is how you pay them. This is how you resource them. This is how you advertise them. This is how you market them. And I think it's awesome that the people are like going to the games. It gives that kind of that feeling of the bubble of the excitement when like during the pandemic of them all kind of also being there in the same
one
place. So I think it's all really exciting and really great for the game. And hopefully too, like you got to imagine you have better resources. You got to stay home than if you're going overseas. Your resources might be different over there. So even though you're still playing, you're getting different kind of recovery. You're probably getting to do some more specific one-on-one training in the States that you wouldn't maybe necessarily be able to do overseas. So overall, really excited about it.
Yeah, I feel like I hate to make this connection because obviously all of these players are WNBA players. So like I thought initially this is meant to be a developmental league. So they're just like really, honing their skills. And with the style of play, all of their stamina is just going to be freaking through the roof, right? Like they're playing so much quicker than they normally do in the WNBA. So I feel like I hate to make this connection, but I feel like that's only going to strengthen the WNBA like play.
Well, but if it helps improve that, like, isn't that...
That's true, but I feel like
why do you hate to make that connection?
I hate to make the connection because the WNBA should be the ones, like, supporting their players as well. Like, they shouldn't but maybe in addition to, like, not going overseas, they shouldn't have to go to another league to have those resources, right? Like,
this is forcing WNBA's hand. A little bit.
True. It kind of is,
Going into contracts, right? We're going into contract year for the WNBA.
That's true, yeah.
I also think you think about systems like the WNBA that was like born out of like NBA umbrella and run by like the NBA. So you're looking at a system that has like started behind and like, has been around in a while, whereas Unrivaled got to start fresh and be like, if we got to build it, and they're not tied. So WNBA has really been digging themselves out of this like inequitable like hole that they dug themselves into from the beginning. They didn't have the opportunity, and granted back then it wasn't, women's sports wasn't as like celebrated as it's starting to be now, and things like Unrivaled and stuff is gonna, I think, force WNBA too, because honestly if they're paying so well, I wouldn't be surprised if some people were like, shit, I just want to be like play Unrivaled. Yeah, like screw the WNBA. I don't get paid.
I get my summers back.
Sure, I get summers back. Like until you're gonna start paying me again, I'm good with this, and then doing some other things.
Well, and if like you said, I haven't watched the game, but if you're saying that they seem like they're having more fun, like that's going to translate to the fans too. Like I'd rather go see a game that the players are actually having fun and enjoying it than like go see them just kind of be like annoyed. And just like, I'm just here because I have to be here because of my contract versus something they actually want to do.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay. I hate to do this, but you guys, that was a lot of sports, like sports talk. And like, I learned a lot. My brain is like, whoa. So I'm going to take us somewhere. Hopefully I can lead us through it still, but where I'm a little bit more of my bread and butter, which is Oscar nominations.
Take us there, Chels.
Take us there. I'm so excited to talk about this. We did kind of hint at this last week because we said, Bowen Yang and I can't remember, Rachel Sennott were announcing it. Senoit.
I think. I don't know, actually.
I trust you. We did hint last week in our highlights though that they were doing the announcement. So that was last Thursday morning. And we've probably all heard, maybe not for some. Top nominated film was Emilia Perez with 13 nominations. And that was kind of like the same thing that was going on at the Golden Globes that we had chatted about. I did get curious to see if it was like the most nominated film of all time, and it wasn't. So the top nominated film has 14, and there's actually 3 of them. I think it's one of the Lord of the Rings, Titanic, and La La Land, I want to say.
Oh.
I know. So they're not the most nominated, but
They're the most for this
but the most for this
ceremony
year,
then,
and
right?
pretty
Yeah.
damn close. Yeah. And then following behind them, so trailing, was Wicked and The Brutalist with 10 nominations each. So they both still got a lot of their flowers. But I'm going to walk us through like top categories, and then I want to get your thoughts. So for also just know it's not called Best Actress. They use this fancy language that was confusing
It's like
me.
lead actress in a
feature. I was like, I can't do this. Best Actress. Here we go. So, Best Actress, we've got Cynthia Erivo, Wicked, Carla Sofia Gascon, Amelia Perez, Mikey Madison, Honora, Demi Moore, The Substance, and then Fernanda Torres, I'm Still Here, which is
she won.
Yeah, she won.
At the Golden Globes.
And she's also from Brazil, right? So she was, her mom is the only other person from Brazil who's been nominated and won the Oscar too. So
yeah. Really cool.
I'm rooting for Cynthia, but I would not be mad at all to see her win, to say the slightest. The slightest, I don't know. Best Supporting Actress, we've got Monica Barbero, A Complete Unknown. My girl, Ariana Grande, Wicked. I'm so excited. Felicity Jones, The Brutalist. Isabella Rossellini, Conclave. And then Zoe Saldana, Amelia Perez. And she also won Best Supporting at the Golden Globes. Best Actor, Adrian Brody, The Brutalist, Timothy Chalamet, A Complete Unknown, Coleman Domingo, Sing Sing, Ralph Fiennes, Voldemort, Conclave, Sebastian Stan, exactly,
He
Sebastian
shall not be
Stan,
named.
Literally, for The Apprentice, which is wild because he won the Golden Globes for his other film, A Different Man. So he won for that one at the Golden Globes. He's now being nominated as Best Actress for The Apprentice.
Good for Sebi.
You know what? Put the work in, right?
I know that we can look this up later, but that makes me like curious. Has anyone ever been like double nominated in a category? If they've had 2 films for Best Actor, probably not. My guess would not be no, but like
in the same category?
Yeah, like he got two Best Actor.
Yeah,
you know?
he could have been, I guess. Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
We'll look it up. Best Supporting Actor, Yura Borisov, Honora, Kieran Culkin, Ariel Payne, Edward Norton, A Complete Unknown, Guy Pearce, The Brutalist, Jeremy Strong, The Apprentice. Best Director, we've got Honora, Sean Baker, The Brutalist, Brady Corbet, A Complete Unknown, James Mangold, Amelia Perez, Jack Edouard, The Substance, Coralie Fargate. I don't know. Sorry, Coraline. Coralie might be. And then Best Picture. So basically best film or whatever. Honora, I feel like I'm just repeating myself again. Honora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Amelia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, The Substance, and Wicked. So obviously, like, I'm going hard for Wicked. I'm a little sad that Jonathan Chu, who's the director of Wicked, wasn't nominated because I felt like that movie was such a feat. Like in itself, like so many fans had held that, like the whole production of it, like so close to their hearts.
They held space for it.
They literally held so much space for it that like I felt that because fans had such a positive reaction, not just because fans had a positive reaction, but that people still loved it and more people were brought in, like tells you how good of a job he did with the film. So I'm sad because I think he did a really good job. And then the other thing that I'm like interested in is for the Best Supporting Actress, we've got Jeremy Strong and Kieran Culkin. And it's wild to see for like the last couple of years, they've been going up against each other at the Golden Globes for, oh my God, what's their show called?
Oh, yeah.
Succession.
Yeah.
And now here they are battling it out against the same category for movies, like at the Oscars. So I feel like Kieran's going to win, but I'm here for an upset. I don't know. Those are the ones I think I'll be watching. I want Ari really badly, but I'm just curious. I think tonight's going to be glamorous.
I don't know. Maybe John Chu will. I mean, there's always part 2, right? Like, it's unfortunate, but maybe that's where his redemption story kicks into play. Like, who knows? But one thing that stuck out to me, and I have a question about this, Best Picture, there's how many? Is that 10 nominees?
I think it's
Is that
10.
all? is that all in one category, or is it split by comedy and like drama?
All one category.
That's wild to me. There's so many. But one thing that I read, and I don't know if this is confirmed, but I saw that there won't be any performances for like best like song,
Green. Oh, that's gonna
which
be
they
kind of a
usually
bummer.
do. And I don't know if it's confirmed, but I read somewhere that was going to be the case. So that's kind of a bummer because all of these musicals have had, like such great songs. And like, I'm really surprised that they decided to make that the case this year, that there weren't going to be any singing. I, like most folks, am honestly surprised that Amelia Perez is leading the pack. I've seen it. I thought it was an interesting movie. But with all the controversy behind it, I'm really surprised that, it's still
so nominated.
Getting the attention that it's getting. But
did you like it, or were you just kind of so-so?
You know how they say interesting is just like a neutral word? Like I don't know. Like it's not good or bad. It was just like, I watched it. And I guess that's what art is supposed to do, right? It's supposed to just make you think. True. And it did. But I can't say I would be like, oh, I can't wait to watch it again and push play on that.
Would you tell me, who hasn't seen any of these films, to go watch that movie?
I don't know. I mean, okay, here's the thing. I don't think I would. Like, it's not like, oh, Aristan, you need to go see this because it changed my life. Like, that's what I would recommend folks to go watch. Like, I wouldn't recommend you to go watch something that, like, didn't make me feel any type of way.
I'd say go see Wicked
it didn't
first.
Move me in any kind of way.
Okay. Oh, it didn't even move. It's one of those ones where like you can probably like leave and think about it and be like, okay, is there something I'm not getting, or what did that really mean, or how? There's lots of movies like that. I think what your point is fair, right? It's like there's lots of movies like that. Why is this the one that's getting dominated so much?
I will say, I mean, there's I think the actress that's nominated for Best Actress, like
Carla,
is a trans actress. So like, and the storyline is revolves around a trans character. So I do appreciate that there was representation. But again, we talked about how the casting director did not necessarily cast like Mexican actresses because they mentioned there wasn't enough talent to cast from. And like the director not doing any research like on the community that he was filming about. Like that's a little problematic to me, but neither here nor there. I guess they're not judging on that. They're judging on the movie itself. So I'm not a critic. I'm just a
I don't know. I feel spectator. Like you could get in there.
Consumer of it,
Yeah, I obviously have not seen any of these movies.
She was literally just going to be like that.
I don't know. I feel like this is
no
like
thoughts
the same
at
combo.
All.
Well, I still haven't seen any of these movies.
You think this is the same combo as The Bachelor?
No.
Oh,
no,
I was like,
when we talked about Jesus. When we talked about Golden Globes.
Oh, I mean, it's a lot of the same people for sure.
I still haven't seen any of these movies. None of these movies really I have any urge to go watch at all. Wicked, I will say, I started listening to the audiobook because I'm like step one, because I've heard it's a good book, so I'm like want to read the book. But other than that, I'm like, meh, I don't really care.
Yeah.
So pass.
Damn,
one thing I will say, fun fact, Sing Sing, they're showing it in because it's based in, I think, prison, or based on a prison. I don't actually know the full story.
Right?
And some of the actors in the movie are former inmates. So like they were formerly incarcerated and they're in the movie or the musical, and now they're showing the musical in different like prison systems.
Yeah.
I will say it hasn't been nominated.
I think as an inspirational story.
That was awesome. I like what I am most right now, the movie that I feel most drawn to go see is One of Them Days with SZA and Keke Palmer.
Yes.
Done by Issa Rae. Like that's kind of the vibe and mood I need for movies. Yeah. All of these movies seem kind of heavy, most of them. And I'm just, I don't need that in my life. I need like a
that's fair
giggle movie,
fun,
go with your girlfriends, fun.
Yeah. That being said, go watch that movie. I haven't seen it yet either, but One of Them Days, Keke Palmer, Keke Keep the Bag Palmer, and SZA, who's performing at the Super Bowl, and Issa Rae. Like, you can't beat that combination. I feel like everyone needs to go watch that movie.
And I would also
Plug.
just end maybe with this of just like, there are a lot of movies on here that I think feel like, whether they are or not, feel like, how does this really relate to me? You know what I mean? Or like, is this, and there is like a balance between these all being really heavy. A lot of these touched on, I would say, like political or big things going on in the world right now. And it's not really fun to watch when maybe
Too real.
you're feeling it a little too much. So I think that's a fair point. I also do think that there is something in, like, there, people are doing that for a reason, right? Like, sometimes those movies, whether we think that this is what's going to help us like process something new in our lives or whatever, are really that important. I think movies still do have a power of that. And so it's like, if you can't do it, that's fine. But don't, like, for some of our listeners, like, maybe try one. Like, Nickel Boys is supposed to be a really cool story. Would I automatically go to that? Probably not. But now that it's on this like stage, I might say like, okay, maybe there is a really important message there that I need to hear that I wouldn't have got in my normal feed or, you know, algorithm, if you will.
Good point,
so I'm
Chels.
excited. Good. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, lots to see. We're going to find out, right? When are the Oscars again?
I think it's, March something, right?
Oh, it's way later. Okay, I thought it was
think
like coming up in
so.
February. So we'll find out, and then we will also have like nominees, of course, for the Grammys coming up too. Lots of awards,
True.
I feel like. But that, I think we're at a place where we could probably wrap up for the day. Let us know which stories you want us to cover. If you want us to talk about specific topics, we also want to learn more about what you want to know. So leave a comment in our Instagram or TikTok at the Sport and Society Squad.
And don't forget to hit follow and subscribe to our show on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple, and turn on notification so you can stay up to date on all the latest sports and society stories.
As we lose your voice, but please, please, please rate the pod. But in the meantime, stay sharp, stay sassy, and we'll catch you next time.